Dave Pata versus Seth Burton.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Paul Fesser on behalf of plaintiff.
He's there.
All right, where are we now on this case?
You want me to speak, Your Honor?
Well, somebody tell me where they think we are.
Yeah, Your
All
Honor.
possessions.
This is the fourth time we've been here.
Yeah, oh joy me. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So the fourth time we've been here, you gave defendant until November 28th to get all his possessions out. Anything left would be abandoned. You gave him until 12/1 to file a counter complaint. I never received a counter complaint, so I am not exactly sure. At this point, if a counter complaint hasn't been filed, I haven't received it. I would ask for a possession judgment at this point.
Your Honor, if I may speak, I was under the impression you gave me to 12/5 to file the counter, and I have that here with me today. I was at the clerk's office prior.
Hold on. I made it very clear because deadlines had been blown before on this. And I indicated that you were to remove all the property from the premises by 11/28/2025. Any property left as of 12:01 a.m. on 12/1 25 shall be deemed abandoned and may be disposed of by plaintiff. That same hearing, I also ordered that you were to file a counterclaim or counter complaint. If you were to have one, you were to file that by December 1st.
My mistake. I thought it was by the 5th today, and I have that list with me today, Your Honor.
I'm not going to permit the counterclaim to be filed at this point in time because it's going to cause prejudice to the plaintiff. They don't have any notice. They have not even been presented a copy.
I was officially bringing it to the clerk's office with me today. They've already even put their signature tab on here, but they said that you had the file.
So, yes, I had the file, but I'm not accepting it because I'm just telling you I ordered that it be filed by December 1st. And that was part of the reason for that date was a copy was to get to plaintiff's counsel so that when we came here, we'd know exactly what we were talking. So without that, what is your defense to this claim? Have you gotten all the property out?
Yes, Your Honor. All the property was removed. The birds were taken to sanctuary. The vehicles have been moved. The trailers have been moved. It was communicated.
So is there any reason that you need possession of the premises?
I've relinquished possession of the premises, Your Honor.
So the only thing that I have in this case, there's no money claim in this case. It's just for possession. So I don't see a reason why I shouldn't then just grant them a judgment for possession so that they can take possession of the premises.
I don't have an issue with them taking possession. I text message Mr. Petta that the power would be shut off today, that everything was out of the house, and that I would even still bring a dumpster there after the 15th to remove the stuff that was destroyed from the broken pipe from the insurance claim, if that was still required or if he so requested.
How much rent is owing? This was filed as a non-payment claim, but counsel, how much is owing?
Well, excuse me. He hasn't paid rent since, I believe, July or June, whenever that event occurred. And, he has an argument for abatement of rent. I don't know if it's, we just didn't want to argue about that. That's why we just went straight for possession, Your Honor.
I understand that, but if it's a possession claim, you filed it as a non-payment of rent possession claim. I just need an amount that you're claiming is owed.
Let me check the complaint real quick, Your Honor.
10,000.
Can I make a statement about the status of the residence, Your Honor? It's still.
Hold on, Dave. What's the number? Do you have that?
12,600. He hasn't made a payment for rent since.
12,600.
Yep.
So here's what I'm
Yep.
gonna do, folks. There's no counterclaim that has been filed in this case. And so that you understand, sir, I'm not ordering a money judgment. I just have to have a redemption amount for the complaint or for the judgment. So I'm going to find no tribal issue after a hearing. I'm going to grant a judgment to the plaintiff for possession. Redemption amount, I'm just going to indicate 12,600 plus cost if he sought to redeem the property. And that writ would issue the 15th.
Could you clarify to me exactly what that means, Your Honor?
What that means is you've already really relinquished possession, but I'm granting them a judgment for possession of the premises. And that means there's a judgment. If you wish for whatever reason, but it doesn't sound like that's the case, to stay in the premises or redeem your interest, your tenancy interest in it, you would need to pay them $12,600 plus the court cost in this case. If you don't do that, then they can file a writ unless possession has been surrendered by the 15th of this month.
And what does
A writ is an order of eviction, meaning that if you were going to stay on the premises, they could have the sheriff come and actually physically remove you from the premises.
understood? So,
All right.
And the fact that the house was not livable since the incident
You
happened.
needed to file a counterclaim. And frankly, sir, I hear you, but I gave you on October 10th, I had indicated that you needed to file an answer by the 17th, which would include a counterclaim. You did not do that. And then even when you came back, and there were 2 other occasions, and then finally, and you still didn't file it. And so on the 21st of November, I directed specifically that you were to file a counter complaint by December 1st, 2025. I issued other orders regarding the items of property that were there. You did not follow this court's order to file that counterclaim. And so I have no choice because I have to be fair to both sides. And so I have no choice but to, at least for the purposes of this proceeding, deem those claims abandoned by you. And they're not going to be heard by this court.
Your Honor, may I say something?
No, I'm done.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will submit an order, Your
I'll
Honor.
sign the
Thank you.
judgment when it's presented. Thank you.
Thank you.
Court calls the case, Woodview Commons versus Connie George.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Dana Hall on behalf of Woodview Commons.
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon. Your name?
Connie George.
Okay, where are we on this case?
Oh, Your Honor, this is just plaintiff's motion to have the writ of
I'm sorry to have.
eviction entered. It's been past the 56-day period.
Because of 56 days is bad.
And
All right, ma'am, what is your position?
so the reason why it's been past 56 days, I have been in correspondence back and forth with the manager in email stating that I've moved from Alabama back here to Michigan. And in the midst of that, I was a victim of identity fraud I did send in a check and then cashier's check and my bank returned it. I had to fly back out to Alabama to see what was the problem. I went again to do the same thing, same issue. So they blocked out my account. In the midst of that, my father was murdered by his wife in October. So my money was held for the policy for that. I had to come out of pocket for insurance policies, as well as I have a minor 16-year-old that goes to school in Plymouth Canton. Now I have full custody of my 5-year-old brother. So I am in a position where I did ask, could they give me 20 days to make the payment? And that's what I was trying to do. I'm not in a position to pack up and move right now, but I do have that I can't pay. And I asked for a payment arrangement.
How much is owing on this account?
It's a lot.
$21,497.22 through December.
Give me that again.
$21,497.22.
I do have two jobs as well as I do have the insurance policy, so I
I
am,
understand that, but when you say you want to give them money, how much are you intending on giving them?
I was gonna pay the whole, I asked for 20 days to pay the whole amount.
I understand that, but you said you had some in the interim.
Huh?
You, you said you needed 20 days to pay it. I get that. But you were also indicating that you had a certain amount that you could give them.
Yeah, that's why I asked for the 20 days to pay them the whole amount off. But if I was willing, if they wanted to take a payment plan, that was fine too, but if they gave me the 20 days to pay the whole amount, I
Okay,
can't.
so hold on. They're not going to take a payment plan. It's
Okay,
clear because they're here right now trying to evict you from the premises. What I thought you were saying to me was, I understood the 20 days to pay the full amount of the 21 and a half.
I can do that.
Right, but you also indicated that you had some other funds that you were
No.
going to pay in the interim. Maybe I
No, I didn't.
misunderstood you.
I said if they were willing to do a payment plan, that's fine, but if I can just take the whole amount in 20 days, I'll pay the whole amount in 20 days.
I'm going to grant the plaintiff's motion to issue the writ of restitution. The writ of restitution may issue immediately, and the court would sign that. If they are willing and you negotiate with them to give you an additional 20 days to pay this amount, that's going to be with you and the landlord.
I don't
The
understand.
court's not getting involved.
So you gave, I don't understand, like, what are you saying?
What it means is they're asking for this court to sign an order evicting you from the premises immediately. That's what their motion's about. I've listened to what you said. I've listened to what they've said. Typically, I will do something if the individual is going to be able to pay off the amount, either that's due or even pay off the judgment amount. I have not heard that from you.
I did. I said, can I get 20 days to pay the amount off?
The problem is, ma'am, the judgment was issued in August.
Right. So,
And
and
the balance has continued to accrue.
I understand.
I can't give you the 20 days.
So what can you give me?
I just indicated what I would, because if there's something that was going to be paid in the interim, I might extend some time before they could
That's what,
execute on it,
what is that?
but not the 20 days. That's why I was asking you, but I'm not going to just do that. It's going to be if you have something to pay. So for example, if you were going to tell me that you could pay 10,000, I think they would take the 10,000 and I'd give you another few days to get the rest of this up.
Can I do that? So do I have a timing?
I have no idea whether or not you can do that. I have asked
I'm
like 5 times.
That's what I'm asking. So I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to go back and forth, but this is my first time, so I'm not understanding. So what is it that I can do to get some time to make these payments? I don't know. This is my first time here, so
Ma'am.
that's why I'm here.
Ma'am, you need to tell me what you can do.
I can pay the 10,000 when? How much time do I have to pay it? So when I discussed it with her, she said it's up to you to give me the time.
No, absolutely. Right. And when can you pay $10,000?
I can pay the 10,000 within 5 days. Pay the other 10,000 in the next 5 days.
So you can pay 20,000 in 10 days.
Yes.
Counsel, I'm still granting your motion, maybe over your objection.
And due to me
Yeah,
paying that, I do have
defendant-
a, okay.
Defendant pays $10,000 to landlord by December 15th. Defendant shall have until December 26th, 2025 to pay balance. What I am going to do, however, is I'm signing the writ. The payment of the 10, you will not execute the writ. If she pays the $10,000, the writ could not be executed until If she pays the first 10,000, it can't be executed to the 26th. If she doesn't pay anything, you can execute on the 15th.
Your Honor, if I could, just to clarify, can we make sure that's in certified?
Yes, payment certified funds. You understand that?
Yes,
So they're not waiting on a check to clear.
You said, Your Honor, so 10,000 in 5 days, the other
Right, and I'm
11
sorry, 10,000 in 5 days, so by the 10th it should be.
and then 11, 497.22? The rest,
Pardon?
the rest would,
And then the balance, and I had my dates wrong, you're right, and it's supposed to be an additional 5 days. So then the additional 5 days would be to the 15th.
okay.
But I will sign the writ now. All
Do
right,
you have a copy of that?
I do not have one. I need a new writ. Do you understand that, ma'am?
yes, so I have until the 10th to pay the 10,000 and then
If you pay, right, and then you gotta pay the balance
on the 5th.
by the 15th.
Okay,
Otherwise, they can execute on the writ that I will sign.
okay,
Understood?
yes.
Your Honor, I have an order. I think I need to file a writ though.
In order,
Just says order granting the motion.
right, but it's gotta have,
I do have one right here.
you do have a writ? Okay. So I will sign that order granting that. I will also sign off on the writ and I'll let you prepare that one. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Court does call the case of Barbara Manor versus Jamaica Jones.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Julian Amy for plaintiff.
And your name, ma'am?
Jamaica Jones.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, Ms. Jones today sent me a list of an email with photos showing what I think she's asking to be repaired.
She just sent it today.
That's correct. I've been in contact with my client and I sent them the photos as well. They're going to schedule dates to get that.
Okay. All right. Is that all correct, ma'am? Or at least the part about you giving the photos? over?
Yeah, I did send it over today.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right. So they gotta have a time to look at that. How many, are they substantial things? I mean, just in terms of timing of the next hearing,
Your Honor, it looks like there's a vent that needs a floor vent that is off of the track and doesn't have a vent cover. And so, I don't think that's gonna take too long. I'm not sure, Ms. Jones, what is this? Oh, do you mind?
Oh, that's the thermometer is,
Okay.
the thing is coming
thermostat?
off. Yeah, the
Yeah,
thermostat is coming off. Yeah.
It looks loose. There's a door handle that's loose or missing components. There is, what looks like there is a mildew on the shower in the bathroom. I don't know. Ms. Jones, do you know what that, like, do you have an idea of what's causing that in terms of, besides shower?
I've been dealing with that for a minute now.
okay,
Okay,
let's do this. Why don't I put this out 2 weeks
thank you, Your Honor.
to let them do that? Hopefully that'll be enough time. They'll get in, and then if you still have issues, you'll be able to try to address those too. Okay, fair enough. All right. I'll adjourn this to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Court calls the case of Eladot Property Management versus Nicole Freeland.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
And some Aaron guy. Aaron Gate. No. Just, all right. Your names?
Nicole Freeland.
Aaron Gates.
Thank you. And that was no disrespect. Well, maybe it was. All right. Where are we on their case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $4,042.33.
We made your 350 payment before we came, so that drops that down. The $350 payment that you had asked us to make this morning.
Right. And so where are we and how are you intending on getting this?
We contacted Hawk and
Right.
Hawk denied us at this time because they had added December's rent, so the rent was above 3,000. But I talked to Faith in Action and they're willing to help out, but they just need an agreement from Hawk, but Hawk's not budging. So she said that she would call their boss and let me know what's going on, but I haven't heard back from her. I did stop in the office yesterday, but they were closed.
The office for,
For Faith in Action, yes. So we
Oh,
could figure
okay.
out what was going on, but they were closed. So I haven't contacted them this morning yet.
so just so that I'm clear on what you're trying to tell me. Did you pay to them the 350?
Yes, the
Direct.
the last 2 weeks, like you asked, yep, to Ellen Dad, yes.
You have those
I have-
things?
I have a record of 400, 400, and then the 350, and then I just wouldn't have it from today, but I have no reason.
Right, okay, so if I basically take the 350 off of this, then I'm at about $600
Yeah.
difference
Mhm.
from the 3,000 to get there. And so what you're really looking to then have done is hopefully Faith in Action will cover that.
Mhm. So
But
that-
they have to get some agreement with Hawk as to, got it.
Yeah, yep.
Oh.
And then, SER, I haven't gotten a letter from them, but I checked this morning and we got denied for SER, so.
Okay, all right. When will you know an answer from?
Faith in Action, I'm gonna try to get a hold of them today, if not on, Monday, and see where they're at.
Okay, so let me ask you this about Hawk. So you haven't, when they added the December rent in, Hawk basically told you it had to be at $3,000 max, and then did the conversation stop or?
Pretty much there, yeah. She's like, we can't make an appointment until this is 3,000, and yeah,
Okay,
so.
all right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to call Amy.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Is there any way you could facilitate with a communication through Hawk or SOS regarding the 3,000 and then Faith in Action, or should I let them try to do that on their own?
I'd recommend that they call themselves. Generally,
Got it.
they're very strict with the 3,000, but if they're able to communicate, there is a guarantee and a plan there. They just need to hear some confidence as well.
Got it. Okay. So you understand that?
Mhm.
Okay, so were you intending on making another payment to the landlord or?
Not until next Friday, unfortunately.
Well, right, but then
Yes.
on that would be the 12th?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Which actually may put us in a better spot, even
Mm-hmm.
if you can get there. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna adjourn this out 1 week.
Your Honor,
Yes,
sorry, would you make it 2? We
Two.
have a.
that's true, you do.
Sorry.
All right. I'm gonna adjourn it out to December 9th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
I'd suggest today, if you can do it, call Hawk.
Okay.
As you heard, Amy said they're strict on the 3,000, but if you could explain to them on your end that Faith in Action says that they will, so that might facilitate a conversation going that way as opposed, and also a conversation headed the other way.
Okay, okay.
That made sense.
Yes, yep,
All right.
okay.
To see if we can do this. And I would suggest also that you indicate to them that by the time if you make the next 350 payment on the 12th, but these weren't 350 every week, was it?
You asked for us to do it the next 2 weeks so we could just have enough for food, but we can also do the 350 or 400 the next 2 weeks on my end.
Okay, so you can do it on the 12th and the 19th?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay,
Cause I get paid weekly, so. Yeah,
right, but
so. But yeah, when,
I'm gonna ask the same question. Are you guys gonna be able to make it with everything else?
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I don't believe him. No.
Yes, we should be good, yes.
Okay,
I
So-
just have- sorry.
pardon?
Two things. I just have two things. I wanted to ask if Amy knows what kind of the timeline is as far as getting an appointment set and then what the timing is for approval and disbursement of funds. I know my client's gonna want to, I'm wondering if it might make sense to wrap it all into a COD and then they can present that to Hawk, right? Like, and
Right,
kind of try to get
that may be the best thing, but I would suggest that we not do that until the 19th.
right. And I know my client is getting just a little antsy, and so I just want to make sure that I can kind of give them a date so that they can kind of think, okay, like this is getting
Got it.
resolved. And I do want to just note that the adjournment is over plaintiff's objection.
Yes,
For the record.
I'm gonna turn it over plaintiff's
Yeah.
objection, but I think they've got a way forward and they're showing good faith by making the payments. And quite frankly, with the number that we're at, if they can get that, they're gonna be down 700, well, no, more than 700. They're gonna be right around that $3,000 figure just with their payment by
Right,
the 19th,
yes, Your
if
Honor.
they make those payments. So
Yes.
I'm gonna give them a shot. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that for Aaron. All right, okay. So we'll see you guys on the 19th.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
John.
take care of yourselves. Evergreen Apartments versus Lavinia Kendricks Haynes. There she is.
Plaintiff.
Your name?
Lavinia Kendricks Haynes.
All right, I almost didn't recognize you. I'm bundled up like.
I know it's cold out
It
there.
is.
Very cold.
All right. Okay, where are we on her case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $4,670.37. And Ms. Kendricks Haynes does have a final intake appointment with Hawk
Mhm.
Okay,
coming up. Did you say Tuesday?
No, it's Monday
Monday.
on the 8th
Okay.
at 11 o'clock.
Thank you.
okay, so, and then are they going to? How would the difference be?
They want me to make it like, okay, they said they will help, but it has to be down to $3,000.
Correct. So how are you intending on getting that to happen? Got $1,600.
So I'm gonna have to pay that myself.
Okay, are you gonna be able to accomplish that?
I'm gonna try to.
Okay, so you got an appointment on Monday.
Monday at 11 a.m. Yes.
Okay, so maybe over plaintiff's objection, I'm going
And then I'm also too, I applied to some other agencies too to help.
to help out with it. Okay, so you're trying to piece things.
Yeah, I'm trying to
See.
put everything together.
I'm gonna give you a shot to do that.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
Plaintiff's objection, I'm gonna adjourn it to the 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
and then we'll check and see how your appointment went.
Okay.
Where you are in terms of the other one.
All right, thank you.
You are so welcome and you stay warm.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Take care.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of Evergreen Apartments versus Dustin Mickles. And Antoinette Mickles.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Ms. Mickles?
I'm here.
Yep, I see you. You were blocked on my screen by some pop-up, so I got you. Okay. All right, what is, where are they with the balance now?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $4,734.91. Hawk has contacted my client. They said that they are able to assist with $3,000, but obviously they have to get down to that 3,000 before they'll assist.
Okay, Ms. Mickles? how are you going to get that, well, we're almost talking a little over $1,700 taken care of?
Well, like she said, I did talk to Hawk. I did put in an SCR from the last court date, and then the next very day, I got the actual now letter in the mail. And right now, my husband works, and he get paid. His next paycheck is on the 16th, so he's thinking about putting his whole check towards it. I don't think
Okay.
I don't think it'll be the full 17, but Your Honor, we definitely are trying to figure out some things that we can do to bring the balance down so we can get that help from Hawk.
Okay, so let's do this. Approximately how much do you think can be paid on the 16th?
On the 16th, I know for sure he can pay 1,100 of that.
Okay. Have you checked with people like Faith in Action, any churches or anything to cover? Because if there's 1,100 coming in, then we're going to be looking at about 600 before what you'd have with Hawk would kick in.
I just sitting here listening to someone else, I didn't even know anything about Faith in Action, so I can definitely look into that.
Okay. All right. So what I need you to do is keep looking. I'm going to put in here that there's going to be about 1,100 paid on the 16th. If there's more and you guys can do it, then I do that. Because we just have to get to that 3,000, try to save your housing. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to adjourn you out, maybe over the objection of plaintiff, but I'm going to adjourn you out, let this happen. So I'm going to adjourn it out to the 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Nichols, take care. Thank you.
Okay.
Evergreen Apartments versus Eldo Kapalo Abdubawe. Balawe. They are not checked in.
Your Honor, I do have a conditional order of dismissal
Gotcha.
signed by both parties.
I actually have it here also. Signed by both parties. They're not here, but court in looking over the terms does look at it as being favorable for the tenant maintaining their tenancy, and the court will sign off on that. So this file is conditionally dismissed. Court calls case of Evergreen Apartments versus Tia Wright.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Tia Wright, they are not checked in.
Your Honor, plaintiff wishes to take a default judgment.
All right, if you'd raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the true stuff you got?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a case for non-payment of rent. Rent to retain possession is $3,586.45. Court costs are $172 for a total of $3,758.45. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment for possession of 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that's by default. Possession redemption amounts in the amount requested with a writ issue in 10 days. Court does call the case of Glencoe Hills versus Willie Williams.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Hello, sir. Your name?
Willie Williams.
And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $2,457.81. I have a note from my client that Mr. Williams is planning on making a payment on the 15th. As far as we know, it would be a partial payment, but then I think he's hoping to get the rest of it paid shortly thereafter. Don't let me speak for you, Mr. Williams.
All right, go ahead. Tell me what your plan is, sir.
I made a payment today before I came in.
Okay, how much did you pay?
$500.
Okay.
And then I thought I was getting a second job, but that didn't happen. So I applied for a loan from my job.
Okay.
And I'm supposed to know more about that by the 14th. I did speak with the landlord, the manager,
Okay.
and she had approved that.
So trying to get yourself to the port, trying to figure out how you're gonna get this loan to get this paid.
Yes,
Okay. All right. And then. So I'll just make a note of that. And then what I'll do is, sir, I'll adjourn this to the 19th.
okay.
Since you made that payment today, let that catch up and then see exactly where we are at that point.
Okay.
That's out.
All right.
December 19th, 2025, 3 p.m.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Take care. Glencoe Hills versus Devon Allen.
Julian Engen for plaintiff.
And the second defendant, Danielle Allen. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Devin out.
I figured you were Devon, but okay. I'm pretty smart. Okay. Where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $1,363.39.
Give me that again. I'm sorry.
$1,363.39.
All right.
Looks like
I'm good.
have paid almost, essentially they only owe December.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna excuse him like walking in. You see how you see what he did? No, do you see what he did? So he knows I'm a Maryland grad, and he put that big block M that was on his hat, put it on my podium, so that I have to look at it through this whole hearing. Well, I'm not going to. No. All right. Sir, how are you gonna get that paid?
So I plan on making a payment of $1,000 on the 10th.
1,000
Yes.
on the 10th.
And then the rest on the 15th.
Okay. So 1,000 on the 10th, and then the balance on the 15th.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Despite the block M, I believe you. All right.
Thank you.
He goes, thank you. So what I'll do is I'll adjourn this out to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. If everything is paid, just make sure that it is. If you've got everything paid and everything, I will need to see it because they'll be dismissing the case.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Take care. Stay warm out there.
Go blue.
Only fair.
What? What?
they had something
Did
to
you really? Did you? Alan, take him in. Go. Take care, fella.
They had a loss. They had a really tough loss. You know?
Yeah. So did Maryland.
Oh no.
New Park Ridge Apartments versus Samantha Brock. Samantha Brockman, not checked in.
Your Honor, I think we're just in this case. I don't
Okay.
know. I think, oh yes, Ms. Brockman paid in full, and so I think
All right.
probably it's the dismissals on your way. On it.
Got it. Case is dismissed. That's without. New Park Ridge versus Quashe Mitchell. Now, you know what? I've been practicing all day. And now you I said it right, didn't I?
Quashe?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay. I was getting up and my coat was rustling. I could barely hear you.
She is never going to give me credit. I practiced all day to make sure I said it right, didn't I? I said, because I'm not having her come up here yelling at me. And then I say it right. And she goes like, what'd you say? All right. State your name, please.
Quashe Mitchell.
All right. And what do we have owing on?
Your Honor, I have a current balance, including court costs of $1,887. I have presented Ms. Mitchell with a conditional order of dismissal, and I'm just waiting to see if that's acceptable to her.
Okay.
Two things.
Okay.
One, so life can't happen. So meaning if I'm late, it just automatically kick me out. Like just things happen. My pay
Well, I don't have a
period
copy in front of it, but in front of me, but
Actually, Your Honor, it is correct that if a payment is missed, then the landlord can apply for an immediate judgment for possession with a writ of restitution or of eviction to issue immediately, but they have to file it, but we would have to file an affidavit of non-compliance with the court. There would be no further hearing, but there would be notice to defendant via mail.
Got it.
And this, of course, is in lieu of a 10-day judgment.
Correct.
So,
Okay, so Ms. Mitchell, your question was?
Like, things happen in life, the reason I'm here now.
You did, yeah. I know.
And then as well, pay periods and stuff, I am doing everything pretty much on my own because if you work, there's not really much help out there for you. So with that being said, I'm not saying I'm not gonna make any payments or even miss any payments. It's like what if my pay period falls a different way, or what if I'm late a day or two?
Okay, we can deal with you get paid every other week?
Yes.
Okay. So basically what you have is you have it on the 15th. I would suspect that if for whatever reason you're off a week, in terms of pay, really let the landlord know, all right, that because you're probably going to be off theoretically for a couple months if that happens. At some point, you'll catch up, right? But so the pay periods don't bother me as much because at most you're going to be off a week, all right? Usually, and when you're just talking about life happening, you're right. It happens, and then you're trying to deal with 8 different things, whatever. And usually, from my standpoint, it's really about communicating with the landlord. And it's trying, you got what, 6 payments that you'll have to make? So let's say you get through 3, huh?
5.
But
I'll pay 1 next week, and then that'll be 4 after that.
Well,
I've already paid 1 last month. December will be my 2nd month. January will be my 3rd.
Well, look at page 2.
I think the amount is lesser than it would have been if we had started it last month.
Oh, okay, so.
Originally, it was gonna be starting last month and then.
Right, so.
So we're dividing it out and stretching it out 6 months from today's date.
Okay, you follow that?
No.
All right, so look at page 2 under B, 3B. I'm looking at that and there are 6 payments that you have to pay. All right. I have a December 15th, January, February, March, April, May payments.
I would technically be done in April because I already gave them a payment for November for the back rent. In my mind, and what we stated in the emails, we started the agreement in November. My November rent was to be paid on time, which it was, and then my first payment of the back payment was to be on time, and it was the 15th of November. Then we were rolling into December 1st, which would be my rent, and then.
Correct. No, I hear you. And what council was indicating is that the total amount to be paid is less than it would have been had they included November in
there. Oh.
Yeah, and Ms. Mitchell, if you want, we could stretch it over the remaining balance over the next 5 months. It would be $377.40 plus the late fees. Or it could be $314.
I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. All of this just kind of confused me.
Okay, just listen. Well, I have to make sure that you understand what you're doing. So if you give me $314.50 times 6. Yes, ma'am.
18.
All right. So now if you look, that's what I thought it would be. if you look at what you'd be agreeing to is that there's 1887 that's owed. That includes your court costs. Okay. And so what this order or this conditional order dismissal is really saying is you're going to pay that over the next 6 months.
Okay.
Okay. And that's going to be basically your back balance. So you're going to pay your rent timely, then the 15th of each month, make this payment. Okay. And then in those 6 months, have everything paid off. That's what this agreement is saying to me. All right. I think your question is what happens if something comes up? I think, and I can't speak for the landlord, but typically what happens in these cases when something like that occurs, is let's say you've made those first 3 payments and then you come up to the 4th month, your car breaks down, you go tell the landlord, look, my car broke down, I had to get it fixed. I'll double up next month, something along those lines. Usually the landlord's going to work with you because you've shown the payments in the past. I can't guarantee that's what will happen, but that's typically what they'll do in these cases. All right.
And Your Honor, for Ms. Mitchell, if something like that does come up and if, our office files an affidavit of noncompliance, then I know that, Your Honor, you always review documents submitted by tenants in the event that a writ is pending. And if you feel like it's necessary to set it for a hearing, you'll set it for a hearing to get both sides. And so, Ms. Mitchell,
So what she's indicating is send something to the court and I'll look at it on paper and then decide whether or not I'll set a hearing on it and then try to figure out how we get you back on track. Okay.
No, God forbid anything goes down.
What'd you say?
I said, God forbid anything goes down.
No,
because
but I hear
life.
you. Like you said, life happens and then you just try to deal with it.
Then there was one more thing,
Yes,
which
ma'am.
says that even if I paid this off anyway, there was still a chance of being evicted if I didn't pay my rent on time, even if I settle my back balance.
it's a requirement, Your Honor, that the next 6 months rent is paid timely.
But the 6 months of the payment plan.
Essentially, but it's just to make sure that if in the event that Ms. Mitchell pays off the arrearage early, it's still a 6 month.
Oh,
timely
gotcha.
rent agreement.
Right.
They're saying they're giving her through the 5th of the month.
You follow that?
Yeah.
So it's not really a penalty. You're just agreeing as part of this to make sure that you pay your rent on time for the next 6 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds like I'm signing eggshells.
What?
It sounds like I'm signing eggshells, but yeah.
Well, you don't have to sign it. I mean, quite frankly, Ms. Mitchell, here's the other option. The other option would be because there's not really a dispute that the amount's owed, right? So I could just issue them a judgment and you'd have to pay it off in the next 10 days, which I know you don't want me to do, right? And I try to let the landlords know to try to work with the tenants. So while, yes, it's something that you're signing to give yourself a shot to be able to just get this back balance paid. But by no means do you have to sign it. I mean, you don't have to. It's up to you.
No, it's okay. I'll sign it.
Okay. So what I will do, and the court has looked over the terms of this. I don't know which one they're signing.
Whichever one, Your Honor.
Okay, they can sign my copy and then I'll bring it back. Court has looked over it and court would be satisfied with the provisions that are contained in that. And I'll wait for her to get her signature attached and then I'll advise her. All right. So, it's got it there.
No worries.
And so, Ms. Mitchell, the other thing that I do have to advise you, and just think about it and think about what's been said. I'm going to enter this and conditionally dismiss the case. But because you're unrepresented by counsel, you have 3 business days to think about this. You believe that there's some legal reason, some additional confusion on your part, some right you didn't assert, or some mistake in signing this, you believe, you would have 3 business days to ask the court to set this aside. You have to file a motion with the court to set it aside. It doesn't mean that I would set it aside, but you have that time to set it aside. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. Any other questions?
That's it.
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm kind of glad I'm signing this. Every time you show up here, you're yelling at me. And so I'm thinking to myself, I don't have to get yelled at anymore by Quashay Mitchell.
Oh, look at you.
I told you I was practicing all day. You take care of yourself and stay warm out there, please. Peninsula Place versus Amadou Diane.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Amadou Diane not here. Like, proceed, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Plaintiff, this is a case for non-payment of rent. I have rent to retain possession of $3,203.26. Court costs are $250 for a total of $3,453.06. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment for money and possession with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Because they did appear at the last hearing. So judgment to the plaintiff for possession and money, redemption amount, money judgment in the amount requested with a writ to issue in 10 days. Court does call the case of Peninsula Place versus Joe Bar Pie.
Jillian Engen.
What?
Oh, you want me to bro?
It helps.
What? Yeah, I was sitting there watching that little baby, just looking up everywhere, just curious about everything. Then I call you. I just said, I don't know who that is. But I said, so then I called the case and you just hand the baby off to somebody.
Full sweatsuit.
Thank you. What's your name, sir?
Jamar Pie.
Okay. And the little one?
Jace.
All right. Where are we on this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $1,496.32.
Okay, so it looks like we got something paid off and it's kind of coming down.
Yeah, between the last time we talked and today, I paid off around like $1,200, including rent.
1,200, which covered your December rent and then knocked the balance down a little bit.
Right.
November.
So 500 in rent.
Got it. Okay. Which is about right, considering the number I had at the last hearing. Okay, so how are we gonna, look at that face.
I think I talked to her the other day, or I called Fink like you said.
Right.
And I tried to discuss a payment plan with them, and they said they was gonna get back to me. So
And nobody's gotten back to you?
no, because they only picked up yesterday. I was calling them a couple days in a row, but they picked up yesterday, like right before. So
Okay. So let me ask you this. If I did adjourn it out, I'm not saying that I will right this second, what else can you think you could pay this month?
how long are you trying to adjourn it out to?
Well, if I gave you 2 weeks, how much could you pay in that time frame?
Well, I told them 200 a week on the minimum side, so around $400.
So you think you can get $400 in, if I adjourn it out to the 19th, you can get another 400 in.
Yeah, on the minimum at least.
Okay. And then looking at trying to work out so then he'd be down around the $1,100 figure. And then try to work something out with the landlord to.
Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to do.
Because I remember, I think what you were trying to do is you were trying to pay 200 a week, and then you were still going to pay your rent, but you were going to pay 200 a week.
Yeah, basically what I
caught
did.
up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So here's what I'll do. I'll indicate that you're to pay $400, and I'll just put by the 18th. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
And then I'll adjourn this out to December 19th. 2025 at 3 p.m. And keep calling their office and see if you can get something worked out where it's a conditional order dismissal.
Yes,
Oh,
we were able to reach out to our client to see if they would be willing to enter into a payment plan like the other day or today, and we just haven't heard back.
just haven't heard back. All right, very good. And we'll see you then. Bye, little man. So cute. Court does call the case of Peninsula Place versus Jacqueline Gardner. And somebody else. I know who was. So hold it. That's the same baby? Was it?
Yeah, I'm the mom that.
Thank God that baby looks like mom. No, I'm just. I'm sorry, I'm just messing. What? Oh, no, I'm not. No, you try that. You brought the baby. See, now I can connect up the baby to who it belongs to because I've seen the baby on Zoom. All right. Ms. Gardner, how much is owing on her?
I have a balance including court costs of $2,811.57.
Okay. How are we gonna try to get that paid, Ms. Gardner?
I told you 1,200, but I only have 8. I have that now, and then
How much do you have?
800.
Okay.
I can pay that now, and then I get paid again in 2 weeks. But I'm also going to reach out to Hawk.
Okay, so you can pay 800 now, and then in 2 weeks, by the 19th, what do you think you can get paid?
1,000.
1,000? Okay. And I'll make that by the 18th, but then, and you're also have reached out to Hawk. Have you heard from them at
No,
all?
I'm going to.
You're going to. All right. So, and you're back to working, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, that would put her basically in the same position. So I don't know if they'd be willing to work on some payment plan or something like that with her.
We can figure that out.
Okay. All right, so here's what I'll do. I'll indicate you're gonna make those payments. I'll adjourn this out until December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. Okay?
Okay.
And then see if something can be worked out along those lines.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing him in.
You're welcome.
All right, take care. Court does call the case of Gulfside Lakes 1 and 2 versus Anika Howell. Wayal Howell? Tayal. All right, your name?
Anika Howell.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $3,214.
Ma'am, how are you thinking about getting this paid?
I made a payment today of 500, and I reached out to Hawk. I turned in all my documents. I'm just waiting to hear back.
Okay, so you turned in the documents, but they haven't given you an appointment or anything like that. They just,
I had an appointment on Monday, not turning in the
That's right.
documents they needed.
okay, so you turned in all your documents. Did they give you an indication as to whether or not they're gonna help out or
I haven't heard anything
you
back.
haven't heard anything?
And I also tried to make a payment plan too, which I haven't heard if they accepted the payment plan yet.
With the landlord? Okay, so you got 2 irons in the fire, Hawk, and then if that doesn't work for you, trying to get some type of, okay. And you paid 500 today. You don't see her $500 payment.
And I also
Let me just double check.
paid 500 on Wednesday too.
Oh, okay, so you paid 500 this past Wednesday
Wednesday and today.
and today.
I see the $500 payment for Wednesday, but I anticipate that probably the one today is still pending.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's what I'll do. Journey's out to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. All right, hopefully by that time we'll hear from Hawk and also that, but you're gonna be under, and you might want to let the folks at Hawk know that you're under that $3,000 threshold with that $500 payment that you made.
Okay.
Okay, because that's probably gonna make a difference as to what they're processing.
Okay,
Okay, all right.
Even before they go through it all,
okay,
so that they don't just deny.
okay,
Right, because it's over. All right,
okay, thank you. Yeah.
thank you. Court calls the case of Gulfside Lake versus Bonnie Jacques. She's in Zoom.
Jillian
I'm
Egan
here.
for
I'm here.
There he is. Bonnie and Brandon.
Yeah.
All right, how much is owing?
I have a balance including court costs of $4,280.30.
All right, sir, how are you intending on getting this paid?
Well, I had hoped to have this paid already, but I'm having some issues getting paid by my employer. So I've been working with them to try to get this resolved so that I can pay my rent. I've escalated things to the owner of the company. So I'm hoping to have it resolved so that I can pay in full. I just would ask for a little bit more time to resolve things.
Well, okay, the last hearing we were at, you told me you were gonna have the balance paid by the 28th
Yeah, I was
of November.
yeah, like I said, I was hoping to have been paid by them so that I could do this, but they are dragging their feet. So I've had to escalate things to the owner of the company to get this resolved, to get paid for services rendered. If I can just get a little bit more time to resolve this, I can get it paid in full. What they owe me is
When do
more
you
than enough.
think you can get it paid in full?
I have a meeting with the owner of the company on Monday. I would expect next week I can get things resolved. Hopefully, at the latest, it would be the week after. It just depends on how slow their payroll works.
All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find no tribal issue after hearing. I'm gonna grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff for the total amount of the $4,280.30. The normal writ date on this would be the 15th, but you're saying at the latest it would be that following week. Ending that week would be the 19th, so I'll make the writ date the 19th. So I'll give you extra days in there. Try to get this paid. All right,
So,
sir?
just so that I understand, then, so that I understand what that means. So, as long as I have it paid by the 19th, how does the writ work? Does that mean on the 19th they issue
In
the
the
writ, or
19th, they can apply to the court for an order to evict you if you haven't paid this amount.
okay, perfect. That works perfectly. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and if it's paid, then the writ won't go through.
And Mr. Jocks, because it's on a Friday that it expires, we're not open over the weekend and neither is the court, so we wouldn't submit the writ until that Monday.
Okay, thank you
If
very
it
much.
is necessary. So if you pay, Sunday, it's not gonna go through.
Understood. Yeah, no, I don't expect that'll be a problem. I do really appreciate the extra time.
All right, thank you. Take care of yourself, sir.
You two have a good holiday.
You too. Gulfside Lake versus Lakia Williams. And Karan Williams.
Jillian Egan for plaintiff.
Oh, there she is.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Miss. Okay, and where are we on this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $4,432.59.
Okay, Miss Williams, how are you intending on getting this paid?
My mom, she was supposed to give me 1,500 today, but I haven't heard back from her.
Who
But
is?
my mom was supposed to, but I haven't heard back from her today. And then I applied for an SER this morning, and then in 2 weeks, when I get paid from both of my jobs, I should have 900.
So you think you're supposed to get 1,500? Then you'd have 900, and then so in SER, how many people are in your household? And I may have told you this before, but how many people are in your household?
Oh, right now it's currently me. My roommate kind of abandoned me. So yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of where you are.
Mhm.
All right. So the only reason I was asking is because an SER would only net you about $410. Okay. So right now if the 900 and the 15, you'd be at 23. And so you're still about 21 off. Have you contacted SOS or Hawk?
I haven't contacted SOS yet, but I talked
Have
to
you
Hawk.
contacted Hawk?
Yeah, I contacted them this morning and they said like they helped me earlier out in the year. So I would have to.
Oh, they helped you out earlier.
Yeah.
So when did they say that you'd be eligible? Is it 12 calendar months or is it just each year?
I believe it's just each year. Like she didn't specify, but she just said a year.
Okay. And I'm not sure on that prohibition on that. Okay.
Yeah.
You're pretty confident your mom's going to come through.
If I'm being honest, I hope, but I'm not entirely sure because she hasn't answered any of my calls today. So.
Got it. Okay.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
this is for possession only. I'm not sure if Ms. Williams, I'm just concerned about the sustainability of, you know, being solely responsible for the rent.
Yeah, but you get paid every other week, ma'am?
Yes, I get paid every 2 weeks from both jobs.
Okay, gotcha. So I didn't address the issue of sustainability only because if she's able to put 900 with the one check, she just got to get herself caught up because of what's happened, whatever that is. And she's just got to get herself back to ground zero, and then she may be able to maintain where she's doing. So
yes, and then I'm also like with one of the jobs, I'm currently in training, so the pay is a little bit less. But after about a week, I will be up to $26.50 an hour. So I should be able to maintain things by myself with that one job, not including my other job.
Got it. Okay. So let me just lean on Amy. Amy, do you know if the year is measured a calendar year or is it measured year from last assistance?
Your Honor, as far as I understand, she should be able to qualify again in the beginning of 2026, which is, wow, only a few weeks.
January.
Yeah. So, but
All right.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so, and I may be doing something over the objection of plaintiff, but that's okay. I'm going to do it this way right now. I'm going to adjourn your case out, ma'am, to December 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. I'm going to indicate in my file the 1509, but I will indicate where that's coming from. I hear what you're saying regarding your mother, so I get it. But if we can, if you're going to qualify next year and you can get yourself back on to zero, basically, then you'll be able to maintain your apartment. That's what I'd be looking to do. Don't want to roll a case over into January, but I think we just got to get about 1,400 or so in before the end of this month so that you'd be able to qualify. So that's where we've got to get to. All right. Plus January. So we'll do the 19th. We'll see where you are and then see if we can just get you to the point of being able to get back to just paying rent and living. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. All right. You take care.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Have a good holiday. Gulfside Lake 1 and 2 versus Alicia Sarr.
Jillian Ingen for plaintiff.
Hello. What's your name?
Alicia. Sorry.
Okay, well, I knew that, but I had to ask. All right, where are we with her case?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $2,412.28.
Okay, you told me last time in November you're gonna pay the balance by the 28th. What happened?
So I applied for an SCR and then I had a meeting with Hawk, so I'm waiting to hear back. So I'm paying $550 tomorrow and then 400 next week.
All right, so you're paying $550 tomorrow. E6. And then next week sometime you're gonna pay
At least 400.
at least 400 the week of, I'll just put by the 18th. Okay. Well, no, actually that you're gonna pay it next week, so that's actually gonna be by the 12th. All right, and you haven't heard from Hawk or what?
I had my appointment, so
When did
waiting
you
to hear
have that
back from
appointment?
that. Waiting to hear back from that
Okay.
after the appointment.
When was your appointment?
Last Tuesday.
Gotcha. Amy's camera's on. Oh, Amy has shown herself. You know I'm going to teach you. I'm going to be anyway. Amy, is there something that you wanted to add to this? Does she have permission to talk about where you're our liaison officer to
yeah.
share information with the court? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Amy, what did you want to tell us?
All right, good afternoon, Your Honor. I may have some good news. I believe a funding request has been submitted for the amount that the attorney stated, 2412 and 28 cents. I just
Okay.
encourage her to reach back out to Emily, her caseworker, for any follow-up, but this just happened. So
That
maybe
just happened.
right.
So basically she's been approved for that amount and
Was
the
what it
request
appears
is
to
gone
be.
in.
Correct.
Oh,
What did you say?
wow.
Wow.
Oh.
See, that's why when Amy's not here, we miss her. Because usually she's the bearer of good news. And Amy, I don't know if you could see her, but you know, we got to make sure Miss Sarah doesn't fall over. If you fall over, I can't help you. I can get the defibrillator. That's all I know to do. All right.
Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you.
Well, I didn't do anything,
Well, yeah.
but all of the folks that did it and everybody here, I'm sure they'll say you're welcome. Okay. So here's what I'm going to tell you to do. All right. Wait for that part to go through because it looks like the amount that it's been submitted for has been approved. Hold that money that you have so that you get next month so that you're not in this position again.
Again, yeah.
You got it?
Yes.
She's kind of got quiet. She's kind of. All right. So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is I'm going to adjourn this over to the 19th, 2025 at 3 p.m. If that all goes through, it's all paid. You don't need to be here. Everything will be taken care of. And then you can just keep smiling and live life. How's that?
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. You take care of yourself.
You.
All right. You don't think they're here? So we haven't ordered the interpreter yet. Gulfside Lakes versus Jasari Garcia. Sarah, is that the only? Jasari Garcia or Angel Diaz? Garcia Diaz, they're not here, so we won't order up an interpreter in this case. Would you like to take a default on this?
Please, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. I have rent to retain possession of $1,417.93. Court costs are $214 for a total of $1,631.93. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment of possession only with a writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That's by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested with the writ issue in 10 days. Evergreen Apartments versus Kayla Smith. Evergreen versus Christopher Hesterly. Evergreen versus Tracy Coleman. Evergreen versus Hadassah Figueroa. Peninsula Place versus Isis Cunningham. Gulfside Lakes versus Natasha Olmos. All of those matters are dismissed on plaintiff's motion. I think that is all I have for you. All right, very good. And I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. All right. All right, court's gonna stand in recess. We'll get set up for our last block. Court's in recess. All right. Court does recall the case of Gulfside Lake 1 and 2 versus Natasha Almost.
English for plaintiff.
All right, and I understand that I had called the case as one of the dismissals. However, the paperwork was actually for another trial that we did dismiss, but this one should not have been a dismissal. So if you'd like to proceed, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The case for non-payment of rent, rent retained possession is $1,928. Court costs are $172 for a total of $2,100. Plaintiff is requesting a default judgment for possession only with writ to issue after 10 days.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default for possession. Redemption amount is in the amount requested with a writ to issue in 10 days.
Your Honor.
Thank you. Now have a good weekend. Court does call the case of Akash Pravat versus James Mack.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. William Babbitt representing the plaintiff, Akash Patet.
And Mr. Mack, you're present?
Yes.
All right, where are we on this case?
Well, Your Honor, this is the third hearing. Mr. Mack, I believe, was applying for some assistance, and well, I guess we'll see how far he's progressed with that.
Sir?
Yes,
where are you
I've
with
applied. I
regard
have
to
not
this?
received. I'm still waiting to receive the appointment date.
The appointment date for what?
For the assistance with the state, I applied for that. I guess it's called the SER. My wife did it, and she has not received a date for the appointment yet.
All right, we're on our second hearing.
Third.
And so you haven't, or the third hearing, excuse me. And so the adjournments have passed. Sir, how many people are in your unit?
It is 5 people here.
All right, so there's over 11,000. How much is owing at this point, Mr. Bear?
What I'm showing, Your Honor, is $13,699, including $162 in costs. So the rent is $13,537.85.
I don't understand how it's 13 when I paid $1,000 just 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
I'm not aware of that, Mr. Mack. My client did not bring that to my attention. She lives in Windsor, Ontario. I'm just assuming you're correct. Assuming you're correct, that would still leave that number at $12,699.85. Your Honor,
Okay.
I think
last I was told it was 10, but I mean
Okay,
that's fine. I also applied. Like I said, I applied for the assistance. I have not heard anything back from them yet. I was waiting for the appointment.
Sir, this is the reason why I'm asking, is because if there are 5 people in your unit, the most that you're going to get from an SER is going to be $870, which isn't going to come near to what is going to need to be paid. You wouldn't qualify for Hawk because you got to get this balance down to 3,000.
Well, what I was thought I understood was that they cover up to like 15,000 from what I was told. So I don't know. I mean, this is my first time ever had
15.
Who? That's what they said when I read online on their when I looked it up about it. But like I said, I don't know. I had about the state assistance, but I've never had to do this, so I don't know.
Yeah, but if it's state emergency relief, I've got the figures here, and I have never heard of that amount being supplied. So unless there's a different type of program.
My wife applied for I guess it was a state assistance, so I don't know. I have, like I say, this is the first time I ever had to do this. So
well, there really isn't a dispute as to what's owed, so there's not anything for the court to try. I'm going to issue a judgment for possession, finding no tribal issue after hearing in this matter. I'll issue it for the 13,699. And how much were the cents, counsel?
We had a 162 in cost, Your Honor.
All right, 62. So I'm going to issue that judgment. However, I'm going to extend and give you some additional time to see if you can come up with this, sir. No writs, the writ would normally issue on the 15th. I'm going to say no writ until the 22nd over the objection of plaintiff, but I'm going to give an additional week to see if he can figure out how he's going to come up with this. Any payments that he's made, of course, would be credited to that amount. So if that $1,000 shows up, that would be
We'll
credited
certainly
to the judgment.
credit for that, Your Honor, and I'll prepare a judgment and submit that.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Andrew Harris on behalf of the plaintiff.
Your name?
Melissa Martin.
Okay, where are we on this case?
Do you mind that I said?
I have no problem with that.
Your Honor, we had an initial hearing in November in this matter. During that time, I mentioned there was a prior circuit court case, and that I was going to argue the principles of res judicata will eliminate the defendant's defenses in this claim. The court rather reasonably asked for time to review that case.
Yes.
And so we are back here today.
Ma'am?
I'm just asking for more time. They are getting paid monthly. My health isn't well. I have to get a major surgery and I have tried everything.
Well, hold on. What do you mean they're being paid monthly?
They are still accepting rent every month. Their non-renewal was September 30th, but I have gotten email receipts October and November, and I have reached out to my caseworker to confirm that they have accepted October, November rent. Even after the non-renewal of September 30th. So my caseworker said that that would be a month-to-month tendency.
Is that correct, counsel?
Your Honor, this is, as I said, this issue was fully litigated in circuit court.
Which issue?
The issue of whether the lease is extended by my client's acceptance of rent. It's not acceptance of rent in the conventional sense. This is Section 8 rent that's come not from the defendant, but from the Section 8 authority. My client has accepted that rent primarily because its failure to do so would preclude the defendant's ability to find a new premises. Again, this issue was fully briefed in the circuit court.
I did not see an order indicating that Park Forest defense was waived and that it would give this court subject matter jurisdiction. And I don't know how the circuit court could do that.
Well, Your Honor, I have the briefing from the circuit court and I have the order dismissing the claim with prejudice.
I understand that claim might be dismissed, but the determination of whether or not this court has subject matter jurisdiction is for this court to decide, not for any other court.
But just on the principle of res judicata, Your Honor, the issue was fully litigated by the same parties to a final result.
No. Maybe you're not understanding something that I'm saying. What I'm saying is that in order for this court to act, which you are asking this court to act, this court has to be assured that it has subject matter jurisdiction. If you have accepted rent beyond the expiration of the notice, this court has consistently held that that is a Park Forest issue. I lack then subject matter jurisdiction in the matter, and I can only do one thing but to dismiss it.
Your Honor, the Park Forest, well,
the Park Forest.
Respectfully,
say what you want to say. I've been litigating it since it's.
Sure. Respectfully, I would like the opportunity to brief how the principles of res judicata would square with courts' interpretation.
I get res judicata. I don't know how a circuit court confers jurisdiction on this court. How does the circuit court in another action confer upon this court's subject matter jurisdiction over the case? It can't. Unless you know something I don't. And if you want to show me that, then okay.
Yes, respectfully, I would like the opportunity.
How long is it gonna take you to brief it with something that's probably not there? Go for it. How long?
14 days, Your Honor?
You know, sometimes people need to be quiet if they're winning. But go ahead, what do you want to tell me?
The judge at the end of the court date, when they had asked for possession, he had said that he would not grant that, and that would be the district court's decision.
Yes, I get that. But I know, and so brief on race judicata. I guess vis-a-vis court subject matter jurisdiction. I'll make that due by the 19th, by December 19th, 2025. Any response that it was going to be filed by the defendant would be due by December 30th. Do you understand that, ma'am?
What was the first date that you gave?
December 19th, 2 weeks out. And I'm giving a little under 2 weeks for you to respond if you so choose.
Okay. So it would be the 19th, we come back, and then the 17th.
No, the 19th, they're gonna file their paperwork. You need to respond to that by December 30th.
Okay.
2025. I will then set a hearing on the motion for, well, give me a Tuesday. Hearing on the motion, January 6th, 2026, 9 a.m. That's a Tuesday, in person. Thank you.